Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. Just a few days ago, I did a video about G4 having to lay off 30 members of staff, and that was inevitable. It was inevitable because ever since January, and FROSK opened up her mouth and said sexism in gaming, and then also said at the end of that rant, if you don't like it, don't watch our content. Well, guess what? When you say things like that to your customers, to your audience, they tend to take you up on your offer because they find you conceited. That's why. And so we saw a cascade of disaster going through month after month after month. I've been through it all. I'm not going to go through it again. But what I am going to say is when people tune into G4 in the past, before it made its comeback last year, when people tuned into G4, they tuned in because they wanted a good time. They tuned in for Morgan Webb. They tuned in for Kevin. They tuned in for Adam. They tuned in for Olivia Munn. They wanted a show, the light-hearted show, the light-spirited show, a little bit risky show as well. They wanted to see some nice ladies on the screen, some fun games being played, and some stupidity, and also some good gaming information. That's what people used to tune in for. It was a good time. It was there to entertain you, not to, in the current era, try and lecture you. How dare you lecture your audience? Or try to push them down some political ideology that you espouse that they may not. It's not your right to do so, and you inevitably end up with what you've got now. A toxic piece of shit like FROSK was, and a toxic, disgusting piece of filth like Adam Cesspit. They came back for all the wrong reasons, and they exposed themselves very, very quickly indeed. And I shed no tears at this information that FROSK is now fired. She's done. Because on the day of those 30 members of staff being laid off, which would have been quite a bad day for all of those people, and I guarantee you that some of those 30, I don't relish that they get fired, but some of those 30 really needed that job, really needed that work. But because some self-absorbed, narcissistical, toxic filth who'd already been driven out of the League of Legends community due to a big mouth, she decided to go into business to cover her own ass at getting some stuff wrong and having some takes, which people wanted to challenge her on, and they paid the price for it. And what did she do on that day? This. As we saw in the previous video, she did this. I survived. Big fucking crown, glasses, spliff, let's play some games, yo. I survived, or as I like to say, on my fucking response to her, which ratioed the shit out of her, by the way. I survived because fuck my colleagues. She had no empathy, no self-awareness whatsoever, which is the hallmark of a sociopath, somebody who's so narcissistical and into themselves, they don't give a shit about other people. And that was quite apparent when she did a stupid fucking rant as well. But here we go. Boom. X-Play host FROSK is out at G4 a week after layoffs. She is fired. Kotaku reporting the former League of Legends commentator turned G4 host leaving. And I believe that this was the straw that broke the donkey's back. She was lucky to have not been released, but when she put out this completely devoid of empathy tweet, they realized exactly who they had on their hands. Somebody who would always destroy, erode, and just melt their company due to their own selfishness, self-absorption, and narcissism. It also showed quite clearly how she felt about her colleagues. Didn't give a shit. A week after big layoffs rocked the network, FROSK is no longer with G4. G4's parent company bought out the remainder of her contract, according to two sources familiar with the business. The news was announced internally by head of network Joe Marsh in a town hall meeting this morning. She has tweeted out since, "Thank you so much to G4 and the talented X-Play and esports departments," because that's why G4 came back. It was for the esports. That's what they wanted to do. And then this other stuff was there to try and build back the audience, generate hype, generate interest. But she killed them all off. Loved working with you guys. Gonna especially miss... Oh, Zipper. Interesting that she highlights one person. Zipper, that's who she's going to miss. Look, Zipper's there to send her on her way. And is nearly ratioing her on this as well. Bloody hell. Just put that out. Gone. We talk about cancel culture. And the other side as well, they like to talk about consequence culture. This isn't that. This isn't cancel culture. This isn't, well, I mean, you could say this is consequence culture, but this is somebody who themselves went into business and was applauded by the rest of the idiots like Adam Cesspit and the fucking buffoon that was sat next to her. The beard guy, the completionist. I think he was thinking in his head, "Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, no." So I'm not going to give him too much of a hard time. But she was cheered on and buoyed on by the rest of the team. So what did that say to the audience that were watching? That just said that they're all in on it. They all think you're a piece of shit. Why? Because a couple of people in the chat, which has never been verified, by the way, never, that a couple of people in the chat went, "Well, she's not as fit as Morgan Webb," or "I'd rather bang Olivia Munn than this FROSK glass." Who the fuck gives a toss if they said that? And they were most likely saying it to try and get a reaction. And guess what? Not only did they get a reaction, they got you to destroy the whole fucking channel in the process. Are you that narcissistical? Are you that thin-skinned that a couple of people go, "I'd rather bang..." What if somebody put in Friday Night Tights, "I'd rather bang Ryan than Az"? Do you think I'm going to start doing oi, chat, sexism in Friday Night Tights? Ryan Canal is not here to be easy on the eye for you. He is, by the way. He's a piece of meat. We're all pieces of meat. Whenever you put yourself in front of a camera, people are judging you on your looks. They're judging you on your hair, or lack thereof. They're judging you on how you address your audience, on the content that you put out. They're judging you on everything, and they have every fucking right to. And what you did, though, is I'm just a guy here in my room doing videos. Ryan, the same. Gary, the same. Jeremy, the same. Whomever it may be. Comics, Odin, Chrissy, Quarter Black, Exodager, whoever it may be. We're just here in our own fucking rooms. We're not responsible for staff members. I'm not responsible for huge staff members and studios that's costing a fortune to rent out so you can do your shows. We're just doing this shit in a fucking room in our houses. But there's somebody, FROSK, didn't care that people's jobs were on the line here. Didn't care about the money in the higher-ups that were funneling into your channel to pay your wages. But it was a woke-on-woke crime for the most part. Because after she did that stupidity, They all started coming at Adam Cesspit. Mr. Chobot. Oh, if you don't like this sort of stuff, then you're not the people we want in this network. Well, he's already fucked off himself. Because he was there for the esports and FROSK screwed it up. And then other heads leaving. And then other layoffs have been dripped through the last few months. And then the big 30 for cost-cutting benefit. And she survived. And she wanted to make everybody 100% sure she knew it. I don't care about anyone but me. I am a malignant cancer on this forum, which G4. They had already deleted the tweet supporting her from G4. They had already deleted or privated the video of her rant, which they were so supportive of, that annihilated both XPlay and G4TV. And her response to all of that ass covering that they were doing for her was to say, fuck everyone else, I'm all right, Jack. As my grandma would say. Well, she wouldn't say the fuck, but she would say the I'm all right, Jack business. Is that what you're in for? And I think that was the straw that broke the donkey's back. Goodbye, FROSK. You won't be missed because you have no self-awareness. You have no repentance in you whatsoever. And if another company, which I think another dumb fuck, woke-ass company will take her on and she will just masticize there. She will just cause a cancer there as well. And by the time they realize, then it will be too late. Maybe a period of self-reflection is in order here, but I just don't think that's the case when you're dealing with sociopathic narcissists. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.